A devastating diagnosis for actress and pop icon Olivia Newton-John. She just revealed to all of her fans on Facebook that her breast cancer has relapsed decades later and spread to her lower back, causing her to postpone her tour. Her daughter turning now to social media, asking for all of us, for her fans, for healing prayers. Here with us is breast radiologist Dr. Nicole Saphier. Dr. Saphier, thanks for being with us. My heart breaks for her. We know we love Grease, we love Olivia Newton-John, and for her daughter to ask for prayers, of course, we will all be praying for her. But what does this mean for her? And it's 25 years after her breast cancer. Is it metastasized at that point after 25 years?
So devastating news for Olivia Newton-John and her family and friends and everyone involved, really. And we can only surmise what's going on with her by what she tells us. Not being directly related in her care, we don't know exactly what's going on. However, she has said that her breast cancer from her original diagnosis 25 years ago has recurred now in her lower spine, her sacrum. So if that is the case, then that means that it is stage 4 or metastatic disease.
Wow. Metastatic meaning metastasized, it spread to her lower back. It was originally breast cancer. If she were your patient, what would you tell her to do at this point?
So we all talk about screening and early detection of breast cancer, extremely important, because the far majority of women who undergo what she did 25 years ago, surgery, sometimes chemotherapy, sometimes radiation, have an amazing chance of survival. Our survival rates are over 90%. However, we have a very large population in the United States right now living with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and it is devastating. It is a debilitating disease, and our breast cancer survivors live in anxiety every day, worrying about this recurrence, and unfortunately this has occurred. And all we can say to these patients are, you need to live your life. Do everything that Olivia Newton-John did. Be healthy. Do everything you possibly can. Yeah. But you may do everything, and it still may come back. So at that point, there is no cure. We don't have a cure for it now.
Nowadays, as a woman, you hear all these stories of women who they're getting the mastectomy early on because they have that gene, and this makes you wonder, should we be doing that? Should we all be looking into that so that it doesn't get to this point? I mean, she's a mother.
She's a mother, she's a friend, she's a wife. So, everything shows us, though, having mastectomies, unless you have genetic predisposition, there are people who are extremely high risk that we actually do recommend prophylactic mastectomies. However, having a lumpectomy like she had versus a mastectomy, there's no increased or decreased chance of survival there. Everything is the exact same, so it's more of a mental, to make yourself feel better, to think that it's not going to happen, but you can still have a mastectomy, and it still may even recur in your chest, or it even can metastasize like it did in her case.
Do we know what causes this? What causes breast cancer?
There are a million things, a multitude of reasons. A lot of it has to do with just being a woman and getting older. A lot of it has to do with lifestyle changes, with our genes. She did everything right. She did everything that she could, and here she is, and she's in the fight against her life, and she joins about 150,000 other women in the United States right now. And while we're talking about health care, and you have all this disgusting rhetoric back and forth on the legislative floor and the media, metastatic cancer is costing about $160 billion in healthcare dollars right now. So anyone not helping to move forward with this healthcare, what we're trying to do is just an obstruction. And while these people are in the fight against their lives.
That's right. Gosh, thank you for that reminder. Dr. Saphier, great to have you here.
Thank you.